All right, you got it.
Hey, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushua,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Ptah,
Wakadash.
Kadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth. Also want to acknowledge all Akiam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, this is the brothers from GMS Denver, and we're going in on another lesson. And tonight we're going to focus on the wicked and Esau Edom, right? Because he's getting ready to perpetrate and coming down with great wrath. If somebody want to grab that real quick, Revelation 12:12, and then also Malachi 1 and 4.
12 and 12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
Khan. So this devil knows he has a short time. That's why he's been moving through his agenda, quickly. He's getting ready to push his agenda, which is going to be at the end of the day. That prophecy we're waiting on is that mark, that MOTB. All right, if somebody want to grab that,
I got Malachi 1 and
Khan,
4.
go ahead. Huh?
It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever.
Khan. So the border of wickedness. The Bible says the so-called white man who is the Edomite, biblically that's his name. He's the border of wicked. He's the wicked one according to the scriptures. If somebody want to grab that first Maccabees 1 and start at 9, 1 and 9.
1 and 9, I got that one. First, Maccabees chapter 1, verse 9. And after his death,
I'm sorry, you know what, Salakia? Go ahead and start at verse. Let me see. Go ahead and start at verse. Yeah, 9. Go ahead. This is talking about right after Alexander was conquering the ancient world. The brother's going to start on verse 9, 1 and 9.
And if I could say, Alexander the Greek, he actually did something historically that was not ever done before or after what he did, because the Lord, he was using that Edomite to set up the Edomites, and that's why he was able to conquer the way he did,
Going in on the Edomites blessing his sword, right?
Yeah.
That was his blessing. That's why he was able to go through the ancient world and conquer, with haste. But go ahead,
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 9, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evil were multiplied in the earth. And there came out of...
So the scripture says that after the so-called white men began to rule on the earth, that evils were multiplied, right? And why is that? It's because he's the wicked. See? He's the wicked. So anytime this so-called white man, the Edomite, anytime he's in control, there's going to be wickedness, right? That's why you see the state of Babylon, America, and all the wickedness running rampant, right? Go ahead. Your brother's got any precepts?
That's why he's the border of wickedness that comes out of him,
Khan. Anybody got precept?
I don't got one yet.
Go ahead, keep reading your call.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 10, and there came out of them a wicked ruler, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days,
so this is going into the history of our people, being Hellenized in the Greek captivity, right? And this is basically the beginning of the so-called white man's rulership. All right, go ahead.
I got some
Go
because
ahead.
that word epiphany, that means the manifestation of God. So that's a form of Esau's wickedness. It says that he's the border of wickedness in Malachi 1 and 4, and that's why he is the border of wickedness. He's a wicked man, and he blasphemes Yahweh, his son Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit, and the tabernacle, his men. But let me grab one verse. It says in Malachi 1 verse 5, and your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel. And that's what's happening right now. There's a spiritual war taking place between the righteous and the wicked, and the righteous are righteous through the blood of Yahweh Shai, but the wicked, they're the Edomites, the so-called Caucasians.
And that shows you the difference between Jake and Esau, because Esau is known as what? The border of wickedness. Jake is going to be known in the kingdom of heaven as the border of righteousness, because just like we see up under Esau's his rulership, his regime, nothing but wickedness goes forth. And it's going to be the complete opposite once Yahweh Shah returns to establish that kingdom and dwell of righteousness. You see, and that's why it tells you that in the kingdom of heaven, the righteous way of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to cover the earth as the waters cover the sea, man. That's what all this is leading up to. It's a transition to happen. A transition of power, a transition of an age, a transition from what? From wickedness to righteousness. You know,
Right?
that's what that's what we're witnessing happening. Because ever since Esau's coming to power, all they, like the brother just read, since they came into power and put those crowns up on their heads, nothing but wickedness is going forth since that point up under Esau. You see?
Con.
I got to step up.
And he's if I could say real quick, because I meant to bring it out earlier on that verse 9 when he had laid crowns upon those kings, the sons. Those were there in the history. It's called the Diadochi, and it's going into those four kings that were ruling in those regions, right? And they couldn't get along. Even just like now, you have the different Edomite rulerships and dominions. Right now, they're not getting along. You see Russia, you see Babylon, America. They're always at conflict because that's in this devil's nature to be always at war, right? And those just for edification, you had Ptolemy, Seleucus, Antigonus, and Lysimachus. Those were those four kings were in different regions. But no matter what, this devil, he's always at war, even with his own. See, go ahead, Ar.
And that's also why they had World War One, World War Two, the Civil War. It was brother against brother, the Edomites. It says,
I think that was Salakia.
Let me grab this real quick. This is Mark chapter 3 and verse 23. It says, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Just to land back off what you said, you got Esau, the Russian Edomites divided against the Western Edomites, like the French, the German, the American Edomites. They're all divided. You see, they're going to war with each other, and they're one house. Even though they don't know that, they're all of the same nation. They're all Edomites. But like Yahweh Shah said, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Verse 25 says what? And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. And this is what we're witnessing. The biggest players in World War III are going to be who? Babylon the Great, the Babylonian Edomites with the Israeli Edomites versus the Russian Edomites. You see, with their allies, with other Edomites sprinkled into that, coming up against. You see,
God.
all the houses of Esau are about to clash. You
Because just
know,
like the elders have said, hey, Jacob, Israel has tribes, but Esau has tribes too, and his tribes are always constantly in conflict, because that nature of his, always at war. That's his nature, his always be slaying,
I
killing.
gotta say,
Go ahead,
this is Luke 16, and it's Yahweh Shai prophesying, and it's of Esau in slavery. It says in verse 23, it's relevant because of the trading of places that's taking place. It says in Luke 16, verse 23, and in hell, pretty much in slavery, he lift up his eyes, being Esau, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame, which he's going to suffer in slavery. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things. Right now he's in his power seat.
you're
Esau.
blessing.
Yeah. And likewise, Lazarus, representing Israel, evil things. But
Yep.
now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. One more. And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed. And that, there's going to be separation from the Edomites and the Israelites in the kingdom. They're not going to be in our houses, just side by side, kicking their feet up next to us. You know what I'm saying? They're going to
Con.
be in, they're going to be in the caves, being tormented, all right, in slavery. But it says, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. So there's a great division, and there will always be a division until Esau's extinct. But, Esau can't become an Israelite, and an Israelite can't be an Edomite.
At the end of the
Con.
day, it all goes back to what? Esau being the end of the world and Jacob being the beginning of their followers. Just like in Esau's heaven, we're in hell. And when it's time for us to come into the fullness of our blessing, the everlasting blessing, our heaven, Esau is going to be in hell, tormented in the same condition. Shit, he going to be even worse than we are right now. You see, because Jake in hell, we still be eating good. You know what I'm saying? Jake eating good ass meats, drinking decent wine. You see, got decent houses over our heads, decent clothes on. Esau ain't gonna have none of that shit in the kingdom. They're gonna be living
Con.
in a goddamn pit, like it tells you in Isaiah 24. You see?
Yep. And really, it goes back even before this. But I'm going to grab this account real quick because Esau, he's our constant enemy. But I'm going to grab Genesis 25 and 22. Well, actually, I'll start at 21. It says, and Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children, I should say sons, and the sons struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So, they were trying to go at it, trying to kill each other in the back since the womb.
Yep. Hey, that was the border of wickedness being born out of Rebecca, and the border of righteousness being born. Hey, Jacob and Esau. You see?
Con,
The tale of two nations, a righteous nation and a wicked nation, according to the Most High's election, man. You see? Now, and the Most High was even fair to let the Greek Esau rule as the Greeks. He ruled as the Romans, and now his Roman Empire has been revived through these Americans, man. Babylon, NATO, and the EU. So the Most High was more than fair to Esau to allow him to have three, let's say three major empires. You know what I'm saying?
con,
He's lived it up on the earth. He's done nothing but wicked ever since he came into power. Nothing but wickedness from these people have come forth because that's what they were made to do. But he's had the earth longer than we had, you know. But now it's time for this man to go down And this is why he's been exposed the way he's been exposed. And this is why the Israelites are rising up. Because what? It's time for Esau and the heathen nation to go up under the curses. And it's time for us to be brought into the fullness of the blessings, man. Let me grab this real quick. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So everything that you've seen the Israelites go through and suffer, you see the conditions that we've been living in since 70 AD, that steady decline. That's what you're witnessing with Esau and the heathen nations. But Esau, especially because he's at the height of his power. He's the chief nation in charge right now. You see?
Yeah.
And the world is about to witness the collapse of the greatest empire to ever be erected on this earth so far.
Babylon the Great. That's why they call
Yeah.
it Babylon the Great.
Oh.
Um,
Let these brothers grab what they got, bro.
Khan, that's what I was gonna ask.
All right, I got this the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 10. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. So the physician being Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 10. We need a prophet.
Jump up the four. Jump up the four, then jump back down to 8.
Okay. So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
You see that? That's what's coming, man. That one that's profitable for the earth. The one that's going to get everything back in order up under the Most High God Yahweh so life can flourish. The standard of living is going to be raised beyond anything the world has ever seen. Life expectancy is going to raise beyond anything the world has ever seen. You see, death and disease is going to be decreased in the earth. You see, the reason the earth is in the condition that it's in, so much fucking war going on. People are dying of diseases. People are dying of fucking being super obese. See motherfuckers eating goddamn 10 buckets of chicken. All that shit is bred up under Esau, man. Broken homes, divorces, single mothers, men out here being homos, women out here being lesbians, men out here thinking that they can be men, women, and women thinking they can be men. You see, feminism, Satanism,
Khan. Yeah,
atheism,
liberty
all the
for those
isms.
women.
You see, all this shit is bred up under the wicked, man. There's nothing good has come from Esau being in power. And this is why the men of the Lord and the true believers, we're calling out for the Most High to send the one that's profitable. Our Lord Yahweh Shah, because he's going to get the earth back in that righteous state, man. You know, 10?
Khan.
Not 10. My bad. 8.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Break it down.
So yeah, because Esau pretty much messed everything up, all right, by his unrighteous dealings, the Lord's going to rip his rulership away from him and give it unto the Israelites, man, who are going to do right by Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
You gotta understand, man. Esau shed more blood on the earth than any nation, you see, who's ever been in power, man. And not just any blood, the blood of the Israelites has been shed more at the hands of Esau than anyone else. And you devils have to pay for that. And this is why the Most High is going to make an example out of Babylon the Great, and it's going to go out so violently, and it's all because of what? What you've done unto the Israelites. And then, as you Edomites who die on this side are reincarnated into the kingdom of heaven, you're going to get the same type of treatment you gave unto us when you brought us over here in chattel slavery, man, on those slave ships. You'll get the same type of treatment that you gave unto us when what? You stole his name by way of rape, robbery, and murder, by way of Christopher Cologne. You see?
Mm-hmm.
You devils are going to pay. You see?
Khan.
And we're telling you that in boldness, man, in your own kingdom. You see?
Yeah, every vexation, everything that goes wrong, every time you get vexed and pissed off in your spirit, hey, you could blame it on Esau, whether it be your woman, your job, everything, man. It all goes back to, it's okay to blame it on that damn devil. You got one to know?
You got that? Go ahead. Let's get it.
I got one more. This is Proverbs 13 and 11, and it's in the NIV. It says it best in the NIV, Salakia. It says, dishonest money dwindles away, but whosoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. And the reason I got that because this is why Esau's kingdom is falling apart, because he got this wealth and all this power by the sword, being the wicked. And that's what we're seeing. He's falling apart. His kingdom's falling apart, Did you have something you call? No. Okay, get back to that first Maccabees that the brother called. Fine. Okay, we're going to go back to First Maccabees chapter 1, start at verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathens that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
And that's because of the reincarnation, regeneration. There's the this is nothing new under the sun. You have the 2/3. They're doing the same thing, the same shit they did back in the day during the time of the Greeks, right here in Babylon. You got our people making a covenant with the heathen when it tells you in somebody grabbed Jeremiah 10, and it's like the second or third verse says we're not to make covenants. See what Yahweh says about making covenants with the heathen.
I got it. Jeremiah 10:2. Thus says Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So our people are wicked as hell too. 2/3 of our own people are wicked because why? Because they learn the ways of the heathen. They make covenants with the heathen. They take the mindset of the heathen. That's why you had a bunch of Israelites, so-called Black, Latino, and Native Americans during the time of the jump shot. You had a lot of Israelites die because why? Because they're making covenants with the heathen. They trust the heathen. See? Go ahead.
What happened? Well, it's going to say what happened to them. When they agreed, even though they gave into his word, this devil came down on them with the sword. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
In that word, our elder Apostle Gabar, he always goes in that word license, which it means trap, right? You 2/3 of Israel, you're happy to move like the heathen. You're happy to be trapped. Here in this captivity, if we want to get married, we got to get a license. You want to get you want to go fishing, you got to get a license. You want to have a business, you got to get a license. You want to sell it. I mean, this is all nothing new under the sun. Always having to be licensed, and there's not going to be licenses when we're in the kingdom. And that's that. I'm glad you put that up. This is the device that's coming up right now. What the brother just showed on the screen. This is that device that prophecy we're coming into. Well, this is the device that's going to please them well. Because people are not going to be able to endure without, because you're here very soon. You're not going to be able to function in society without that device. If you can put that up again on the screen, show that to the screen again. The MOTB, you're not going to be able to function in society without that device. Esau Edom, he's going to make you an outlaw if you're not moving it to his the beat of his drum. See? You can keep reading, unless somebody have a precept.
Okay, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the custom of the heathen.
And we've been on this word, gymnasium. Just like now, you have all these gyms everywhere, which really they're wicked as hell because, you go into these gyms and you got the men and the women in Babylon walking around basically naked. You got men who have wives. They're showing their titties, their ass, their camel toe. Nothing's to the imagination in Babylon, man. You're not, it's not the world. Yahweh did not intend for things to be like this. You're not supposed to be able to see every man's wife's titties and her camel toe and this because all of this comes adultery, you know. So when you move to the way of the heathen, all you're gonna have is wickedness, you know. And you got something? Anyone?
Read on. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were so to do mischief.
And that's what you have today. Our people are uncircumcised. Being uncircumcised meaning that we would actually consider, we have reverence for the statutes, the laws, the commandments. Our people are uncircumcised because just like being Hellenized in the Maccabees, yeah, they're Babylonianized here in Babylon, America. These our people don't consider the covenants, the laws, the statutes, commandments. You know, they just uncircumcised in their minds and their hearts. They could care less. Our people don't even know the laws and statutes and commandments. They only worry about what Esau tells them. So the wicked.
Yeah, I got a precept.
Come on, go ahead.
Hey, real quick, this is Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways.
Come on. You don't want to choose any of the oppressor's ways, man, especially this damn Edomite, you know, because we know that he's the wicked. You start choosing his ways, you're going to be wicked right along with him. And like we said, the end all be all is going to be that RFID micro C hit. You take that thing, you're made a covenant with the heathen, and you basically bought a ticket to that lake of fire.
And that's the spirit of the rebellions of our people, man. They love to walk in the ways of the heathen because they feel like the heathen is having more fun because they can do whatever they want to do, and not have to be held to a standard. But little do our people know is the heathen conduct themselves like brute beasts. And this society up under Esau is the most bestial society to exist on the earth, man. The Most High gave us law, statutes, and commandments to differentiate us from fucking animals, man. It's like under the law, statutes, and commandments, you just can't eat whatever you want to eat. Up under Esau, you see, under the vibration of Satan, you can eat whatever. This is why you see Jake's like he eating boa constrictors, fucking hog heads, eating squirrel, eating rabbits, eating turtle soup. You see, that's bestial, man. Because a lion doesn't have a dietary law. If a lion catch some shit, he gonna eat it. You see?
Oh,
You
Con,
see?
I just saw this Northern Kingdom on TikTok yesterday. It came on TikTok. He was making rabbits wrapped in bacon. You
You
know?
see that? See that? I seen a nigga on fucking Instagram. These niggas was grilling guinea pigs, man. And this is the type of shit that
Um,
Jake loves to do by following these damn heathen. And this ain't nothing new. Jake been doing this. You see? So it doesn't stop at the dietary law. It goes into what? Worshiping false idols. Jake loves that shit. Jake loves being fucking homos and lesbians. Jake loves being a fucking adulterer, man. These are all things that they picked up from being amongst these heathen because when you go into all ways, the Most High is against all that madness, man. You see?
Con,
The heathen, they don't have any order. They're
right.
completely out of order, man. They like the Ishmaelites. Let's say they have some things that they keep according to the law, but they still idolaters, man. You see, the Ishmaelites they commit pedophilia, all
Yeah.
type of shit they do. But Jake would rather follow that wicked way instead of following the righteous ways of Yahweh Shemi Awashai. And this is why a great judgment is gonna come upon 2/3 for falling after these goddamn heathen, man. But let me grab this
Mm-hmm.
real quick. This is Jeremiah 6 and 16. It says, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, stand ye in the ways and seek for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein. And ye shall find the rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. So the Most High is giving you the teachers to guide you in the right way, but the rebellions of our people don't want to do it. They really look at Esau as if he's the standard of living, man. When Esau does nothing right according to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Esau doesn't know what righteousness is. He gets paid off of what? Promoting sin, man. That's what this whole society is based on. Sinning,
Yeah.
going off. doing wickedness, man.
Out of order.
Yup.
Gone. Yeah, and the old ways, like the brother just read, what's the old way? The old way is our laws, statutes, and commandments. The way it was going down during the time of King David, during the time of King Solomon. You know, we're still keeping the laws. Our people, that's where the life begins when we start to keep these laws. This is why the people live longer, you know, in the ancient day, because why? Because they were keeping the laws. This is why in the kingdom you're gonna have even the heathen live longer, because why? They're gonna be subject to our laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? Well, it's Yahweh's laws, but we're gonna be enforcing those in the kingdom. Not
That's why
gonna
he
be.
saw. That's why he
Go
saw.
ahead.
That's why he saw the wicked, because he changes ordinances.
Oh, Khan, Daniel 25:7. Let me grab that real quick. I think that's Daniel 25:7.
That happened to the Greeks. They did it during the Greeks. They did it during the Romans. They did it now. You know, they changed the laws on the books. You know, even your Constitution, you Americans,
Daniel 7:25.
you break all their covenants.
Yeah, I meant Daniel 7:25. I got it backwards. This is Daniel 7:25. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and and they shall be given into his hand until the time." Wait, that's not it. Hold on. Oh yeah, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of time. Like the brother said, Esau he changes his laws, man. He be changing laws overnight, man. He's changing laws to you know, basically incriminate the prophets. You know, pretty soon, you know, we're not gonna have the freedom of speech. You know, he puts Esau always putting these draconian laws in throughout all his kingdoms. You know.
That's why you got. That's why you got white, so-called white supremacists marching the same day you got IUIC marching, because Esau the wicked is setting it up to do that wickedness that he has in his heart. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I got. You don't mind? I don't know if any brothers holding.
Go ahead, Ak.
All right, this is Matthew 6:31. It says, it's Yahweh Shai speaking, therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. So, you know, just emphasizing the mentality of the heathen. You're not supposed to be walking in the way of the heathen, and the heathen, they just live off their belly. They don't have no righteousness that they follow. And that's why they're always doing some kind of fucked up abomination with food and shit like that. And
oh man,
they, you know, they pretty much live for food. They live care what it is. But our mindset is beyond that. You know, we're beyond that, because we know that even if we don't have food, the Lord will give us food. He has that power. It says, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Yep. Yeah, I got a precept to line back you on that. This is Hebrews 10:38. It says, "Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul." Right? So that's how we move. The Lord's men, the men of Yahweh Shem Yashah, we constantly going to be moving by faith. And even in this time where the devil's coming down with the, you know, great wrath, because he knows he had a short time, we're going to be moving through Jacob's trouble through faith. You know? Anybody got anything? Go ahead. Carl, you could jump down to verse 20. Yeah, over in Maccabees 1:20. Unless brothers got some precepts.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 20. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and
hold on. And remember, brother, you were pointing out that they kill each other, right? Who did he smite in Egypt? Ptolemy. He had the Hamites stab up Ptolemy, and he took the reign. You see?
And went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof.
Showing you that wicked man's pride. Esau's his pride is is his downfall. But he's a proudful, most proudful nation on the planet. And like I was saying, ain't nothing new under the sun. This is the same devil we're reading about today. Go ahead, Ox.
And he's going to do the same thing because we're that temple now. That light, that stick of light, those candles, the menorah, we represent that candlestick, and the light that we give off in the world is this truth. And he's trying to shut that light, He's trying to put that light out because it's revealing him as the devil.
Yeah.
And the table of the showbread and the pouring vessels and the vials and the scepter of gold and the veil and the crown and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
This going into when he was, going into our sanctuary and defiling it. Keep going on.
He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly.
And that's what he's about to do with you. That's what he's about to do with you Israelites now. When he mandates that micro hit, it's going to be he's going to be moving proudly against you. You're going to have the it's going to be a great massacre, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, you take that micro hip, and guess what? That's your ticket to that lake of fire, right? And go ahead and read verse 25.
Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they were, so that the prince and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed.
I got one. If you don't mind. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 10, and this is just showing that this devil is going to do it now in these last days. 2 Ezra 15 and 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And who's that wants to slaughter the Israelites? It's the Edomites and those 2/3 reprobates that are in bed with them. It says, but I will bring them with the mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
And that goes into what, man? The remnant being saved from this time of judgment, with the rebels of our people being punished. You see? Because the Most High is going to send plagues upon this place as a punishment upon Esau, you see, for what he's done unto the Israelites. And all of our people who refuse to repent and turn back to the Lord and do as the Most High has commanded us to do, you're going to partake in those plagues and in those punishments, man. You see?
Yeah. Go ahead and read verse. Jump down to verse. Well, you can read 28. Read 28. Start there.
The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
And that's just like today. Our people are all confused. That's why they're going to end up following this devil, following the wicked right into their own destruction. Right? Go ahead and keep going.
And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came into Jerusalem with a great multitude,
Mm-hmm.
and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel.
And that's exactly what just happened. What we just saw happen with that jump shot. It's the same thing that's going to happen with this micro C hit. You know, you're going to give this Edomite credence, meaning credit, and he's gonna fall suddenly on you. You know, people like I said earlier, people that were trusting in his jump shot, and how many of these people ended up dropping like flies from different various you know different various heart attacks, stroke, all kind of different shit was putting our people down, and it's because
Grab
why?
this.
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, 12, verse 10. It says, never
That's
trust thine en-" it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him
Con,
not, set him not by thee, lest when thou lest when he have overthrown thee, stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So this is what we're telling you. We're putting you up on game through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, not to trust this devil. But our people want to continue to be rebellious. They think Esau is all for them. Think all that shit they done in the past is just gone and swept in front of the rug. Like these people are different. Nah, these are the same spirits who are doing all that atrocious shit to you in the past, man. And you're not supposed to trust them. They are the enemies. But the idiots of our people, the rebellious of our people, they feel like they have no enemies. They want to be cool with everybody. You see, not knowing and understanding that Esau has an ancient hatred for us tribes, man. You see, he's about to show that here in this time, and our people haven't taken heed to the warning. So when that MOTB comes out, they're gonna line right up, just like they did for that jab, and get that shit put up in them, and that's gonna seal your fate, man. It's gonna seal your fate. Let me grab one more. It says, matter of fact, two more. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. It says, "Who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come not wild beast? So one that goeth to a
we ain't gonna
sinner."
feel yeah. We ain't gonna feel bad for you when that charmer, the one who charms the snakes, when he gets bit, nobody feels bad for him. That's the same thing with the Lord's men, the prophets. Hey, when we see y'all dropping like flies in there, we don't feel bad for you because why? We've been blowing the trumpet. We've been warning the people not to be trusting your enemy. But guess what? You don't listen to the Lord's servants, the prophets. You rather listen to Esau, Edom, and then that's why you're going to pay, and that's why we don't feel bad about that when calamity comes to you. See?
So Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 14. So one that goeth to a sinner is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity. When we're giving you warning after warning after warning, we're not going to pity you if you go and take counsel from Esau and follow Esau's way when the Most High had his counsel right here before you, but you didn't want no parts in it, man.
Mm-hmm. Aka, your call. If you want to jump to the verse 41, down to verse 41, because this is what Esau's doing. This ultimately, this is what he wants to do with that micro C hit that he's about to unleash. Right? Go ahead.
All right. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every
sound familiar. It's just like what was that President George Bush Sr. He said that he's going to have a new world order. This is the exact same spirit that's been on this Edomite since the time of the Greeks, right? Read that again, huh?
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people,
Mm-hmm. Keep
And
going.
everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathens agreed according to the commandments of the king.
And if you're an Israelite, you ain't supposed to be leaving the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why we got punished because we went off. See, this is why we're coming into remembrance. You got brothers, the brothers that starting out with the elders of the Great Millstone. We're coming back into remembrance of the laws, coming back into remembrance of keeping, all of our high holy days, the laws and statutes, commandments. And we're not saying that you got to keep the law to perfection, but we know that the law it brings forth life. All right, go ahead, Ak.
Oh, I got
Unless
one back
somebody
here.
got precept.
I got one. Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 4. The law has become paralyzed, and there is no justice in the courts. The wicked far outnumber the righteous, so that justice has become perverted.
Mm-hmm.
And how does the wicked outnumber us if Esau is less than us? It's because the 2/3 that have joined themselves to Edom, all right, they have taken on the way of the wicked. They live as heathen. That's why they're going to be destroyed in that same judgment that's for the heathen.
Fine.
I got one.
Go ahead, Ak.
Hey, this is Psalm chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
So this man is no good, man. Everything he's told you Israelites has been a lie. We'll give you 40 acres and a mule. It's a lie. You see? Everything that he's promised you, he's always gone back on his promise. He's broken
Yep.
every treaty that he's made with the Northern Kingdom. All he's done is had the carrot, hang the carrot from the damn string in front of the faces of you so-called Negroes, and trying to give you false hope. This man is not for you, man. You sit up here still trying to be a part of this man system, talking about boldness. Someone's gonna come and save the day. No, man. Esau is not for you. They ain't gonna do shit for you niggas. And when I say niggas, I mean all you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You see? This man is not for you. He'll come with this soft ass shit. We're gonna make more jobs for blacks. We're gonna do this for Hispanics. Nigga ain't gonna do shit for y'all, man. He's never done
Yep.
nothing for you.
Yeah, and our people are sought as children according to the scriptures, meaning stupid. That's why you got all these. You got all Jake. Now that the election's coming up, you got all these different Jake celebrities pushing. Various either Trump or Biden. They're using Jake to push. To push these ballots. I saw this one, the Amber Rose girl. She's going to speak at the. I don't know, whatever events coming up with those presidents. But I mean, our people are stupid. They see these 2/3 celebrities, and they go and they because Amber Rose or because some fucking 2/3 celebrity is up there supporting Biden or Trump, and now all of a sudden our people want to be down with one of these presidents when the scriptures we ain't even supposed to be in the part of that vote. Only if it's of our brethren, right, and in our kingdom, not here in Babylon.
Who, 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 who the fuck is Amber Rose to listen to? This bitch got a forehead tattoo. You see,
Yeah,
this bitch got a tattoo across her fucking forehead, and you niggas gonna listen to that bitch? The same
right.
bitch
And
talking
that's
about the goddamn slut walk. That bitch is a reputable voice in the black community. Come on, man. Hell
that's
nah.
exactly
Ball headed
that's
dick.
exactly what I was thinking.
Bald headed demons.
Degenerates, man, a bunch of degenerates.
And I got one real quick.
Con.
God, let me get this. This is Daniel 7. I was starting in verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
That goes into Antiochus. It wasn't by his power. He had those mercenary armies that he had to pay. And when he didn't have any money, man, he couldn't pay those armies no more, man. And when he had that type of power, he was able to destroy the Israelites, like we're reading about in the first Maccabees. You see, he was set up to come down with great wrath upon the 12 tribes because of what? Because of our wickedness, man. Departing away from the Most High. That's why any nation has ever had any power over us. When we start to be in that rebellious spirit against the Most High, that's why any nation was allowed to whoop us. That's it. Because when we're
Yep.
in line with the Most High and doing what He commands us to do, we can't be
Nation.
touched.
Yep.
Verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause crafty to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, no matter what he does, we know he's going against the Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, everything he does is to try to destroy the 12 tribes, to try to keep his power. And hey, we know what he doing right now, setting up his space force, setting up his armies. Why? Because we know and he knows that he's going to go into battle against Yahweh Shem Shai, but he's going to be broken down.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Your
one.
call. Go ahead. What's up? You got one?
It's Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahweh Shai will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming. This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and wonders. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. What version is that? That's NLT.
So you two-thirds gonna be taken under because they refuse to take heed to this truth, man. The Most High is gonna allow you to be deceived by Esau, and you're gonna follow this devil right into
I
perdition,
see
man.
destruction.
You're gonna follow him right into destruction because the truth is right here before your eyes. And since it wasn't pleasing to your flesh, and you had to become a new creature and walk in the spirit, you refused it. So guess what? It's gonna lead to death, like Yahweh Shai tells us in Proverbs 8. All that
Yeah.
hate me love death, man. And that's what two-thirds is gonna find yourself at. You out here rocking all these goddamn skulls. What's the idol of death?
Santa Muerte.
All that shit. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you look, fucking skulls and all type of shit. All this death. I got murder on mine, all that shit. You niggas about to get exactly what you worship, man. Because that's what Esau is. Esau is fucking death, man. He's the
Right.
man. He's the man of sin, which equals death, and that's what two-thirds of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans gonna find yourself in for following this fucking devil, man.
God. And that's that's been his MO since the Greeks that were reading the Maccabees. His MO is to take us away from our laws, right? He that's what he was doing here. I'm gonna have the brother keep reading on. We'll start bringing out closing steps. But let me grab this because that jump shot and also this micro C hip are contrary to the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is Leviticus 19 and 28. It says, "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh." So that's one of our laws, right? That's one of our laws. You're not supposed to make a cutting in your flesh. So that jump shot, what is that? That's a direct cutting in your flesh. That RFID C hip, that's a direct violation of the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see, they're both cuttings in the flesh. But you two-thirds, like we've been saying, you're sottish. You don't have no reverence. You don't respect the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You could care less about the mouth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who's warning you to take heed. So like the brother said, you're gonna walk right into that destruction. And you're gonna, and well deserved. You know, it's gonna be well deserved because when you two-thirds take that micro C hit and you're burning that lake of fire, guess what? Ain't like the brother read earlier, the charmer that's bitten by that serpent, by that snake, nobody feels bad for you. All right, go ahead and we'll read because this is like I said, this is Esau's MO. He's always been he's crafty, so he's always used his craftiness to take our people away from the laws and statutes of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. If you want to read on down to let's see where we at. Yeah, we'll start at 44, and then just read down to 50.
This is First Maccabee 1, verse 44. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Khan, that RFIDC hip, that's going to be made a mandatory, law. That's a strange law for us, just like we're reading
quick.
here.
Let me grab that real quick.
Go ahead.
This is since keep mentioning it, you might as well bring it out. In Revelation 13 and 16, it says, "He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." And that goes into that RFID where this is what you're going to have in you to partake in Esau society. This is why you see everything going digital. This is why you see a change in society when it comes to how you spend and spend money, man, because it's all going digital, and you're gonna have to have that device in you, whether that be that RFID CHIP or that goddamn Neuralink or any type of brain computer interface. That's where it's going, man. You see, that's what this man wants to do. And this is going to be forced upon everyone on the planet Earth, no matter what your social status is, no matter how much money you have, no matter how poor you are, he's going to force you into this system.
Yep. That's why I say rich or poor, everyone's gonna be but the Revelation what is it, 3:10, the hour of temptation. Everyone's gonna be in that predicament where you're gonna have to make a decision, on whether or not you take that RFID hip, you got something else?
Verse 18, Revelation 13 and 18 says, "Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, which are the elite of Esau Edom. And his number is 666."
Right.
Which that 666 goes back to the Greek.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when you go to that word for stigma, it goes into a mark made by a pointed instrument, and it's going to be made by way of what? And it shows you that it's something physical and not a spiritual mark. It's going to be something that is going to be that apparatus they use to put that CHIP into your hand between your index finger and your thumb. And this is why you constantly hear them saying, "Oh, it's the size of a grain of rice." Every time they mention this motherfucking device, it's the same rhetoric over and all the articles you go back and read is the size of a grain of rice, the size of a grain of rice, the size of a grain. Every single one of them. Even when they had that press conference a couple weeks ago with the head dude of tagging, he's the head of the operations for tagging people. The bitch even said, "Yeah, this device, which is the size of a grain of rice, which is going to be inserted between your index finger and your thumb." It's the same shit over and over, showing you what it is, man. This is what's coming. So what they're doing is that repetition. They're brainwashing the people. They're getting the people used to hearing that shit, and they keep comparing it to a size of a grain of rice. So you can be in the kitchen, look, oh, this ain't too bad. A size grain of rice, that ain't too bad.
Downplaying the significance of the destruction that comes with it.
Yep.
Exactly.
So what they're doing is they're constantly saying this shit over and over and over. So when it goes down, because I can guarantee you motherfuckers already, people know people who got this shit. They didn't hurt. How did it feel? What did it do? You know what I'm saying? So they're in their kitchen comparing these grains of rices to these motherfucking CHIPs. Like, well, shit, ain't that bad. I got an Apple Watch. I got a Fitbit.
And I could protect everything I have.
Yeah. I don't have to have keys no more. I don't have to have a wallet no more. That fucking convenience, man.
Convenience.
I got a quick set. It's 1 John 3 and 4, and I'm going to read it out of the Amplified Bible. It goes in, and it says, "Everyone who practices sin also practices lawlessness, and sin is lawlessness. And parentheses, it goes on to say, ignoring God's law by action or neglect or by tolerating wrongdoing, being unrestrained by his commands and his will.
Walking in the flesh. And that's exactly what you're gonna do when you go get that damn CHIP, man. You walking in the flesh, you don't trust the most high, so you know, and that's why I tell you that if you live after the flesh, you shall surely die.
Yeah.
If I could
That's a
add, because we're commanded not to take that device that's
right.
law. You know, and if you're trying to make it seem like this is okay, that goes into practicing lawlessness. You know, you really don't care about Yahweh Shem Shai's commandments or His will or what or even the reward of everlasting life. You hate, as the brother said earlier, you hate Yahweh Shem Shai and you love death.
You walking in the spirit of Esau. You see, going for something temporary instead of waiting for the eternal. But let's start. Let's
Mm-hmm.
start wrapping it up.
Khan, go ahead and finish off. Go stop at 50. But yeah, what's good that you said that what you said, Anak, because that's basically what this is closing off on. Go ahead.
I got something before you close up too.
Go ahead, Ak.
Yeah, go ahead, let's finish, and I'm gonna read the death of Antiochus. Go ahead, Jacob.
Come. And whosoever would not do according to the commandments of the king, he said he should die. In the
Right.
South State.
Wait, Ak, can you read 49 one more time and then 50 and then call y'all can get what he got? Start at 49. I didn't hear you say that. Read that one.
Okay. To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
Right, and that's what we've been talking about. Our people have forgotten the law. Esau's changed all these ordinances in his craftiness, and our people are going to walk right into that destruction. And they're not taking heed to the warning. They're not listening to the trumpet. You have the men of Yahweh Shem Yashai on the street corners warning you not to do this wickedness. But guess what? You don't listen. All right, go ahead and read 50.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
And you're going to have a lot of that. People are going to get put to death. You know, people who don't get down with that micro hit, that law that Esau is going to be pushing very soon. You're going to get put either in a FEMA camp, put to death if you don't rock with his agenda. You know. Really quick before you get what you got, call y'all. Let me just grab this because we know that Yahweh is not going to let this enterprise be fully performed, right? Because you have the elect who are gonna endure, and we're not going to take that micro hip, and we're going to follow the laws and statutes, even if we have to, go through that martyrship, which we know the death of his saints is precious, right? So this is Job 5 and 12. It says, it's talking about Yahweh, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right. So we know that this enterprise, which is Yahweh, Yahweh's not going to allow Esau Edom to fully perform this enterprise. You know, go ahead, Ak, whatever you have on. You were going to read about Antiochus.
Yeah, this is the death of Antiochus, which he died in Iran. All right, and what happened was he started losing battles, and even his allies were getting killed. Right? It says. Second Maccabees chapter 9 verse 4. Then swelling with anger, he thought to avenge upon the Jews the disgrace done unto him by those that made him flee. Therefore added he his chariot men to drive without ceasing and to dispatch the journey. The judgment of Yahweh now following him, for he had spoken proudly in this sort, that he would come to Jerusalem and make it a common burying place of the Jews. So there's Antiochus. I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna fucking slaughter all these jakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, but the Lord Almighty, the power of Israel, Yahweh, smote him with an incurable and invisible plague. Or as soon as he had spoken these words, a pain of the bowels that was remediless came upon him, and sore torment of the inner part, and that most justly, for he had tormented other men's bowels with many and strange torments. Howbeit, nothing at all ceased from his bragging, but still was filled with pride, breathing out fire in his rage against the Jews, and commanding to haste the journey. But it came to pass that he fell down from his chariot, carried violently, so that having a sore fall, and all the members of his body were much pain, which he pretty much fell out of his chariot, got all fucked up on top of it.
He paid for his wickedness.
It says, and thus he that a little afore thought he might command the waves of the sea, so proud was he beyond the condition of man, because he called himself Epiphany, meaning the manifestation of God, and weigh the high mountains in a balance, was now cast on the ground and carried in a horse litter. Pretty much he was in the horse's shit, showing forth unto all the manifest power of Yahweh. So the Lord did this to the so-called great white man, right? To show his.
A horse litter is just a litter that's carried behind the horse. It's like you see the medics in the military, they got that litter and they put the wounded soldier on. So he was carried in one like that. That's carried by the horse. That's a horse litter.
Oh, I thought it was the part where the horse shits in it, and then I thought he fell into that. It says, so that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man, and while he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away, and the filthiness of his smell was noisome to all his army. And the man that thought a little afore he could reach to the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry, for he was intolerable think. He therefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride, and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of Yahweh. His pain increasing every moment. I'm almost done. I got about 4 more verses real quick. It says, and when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words, it is meet to be subject unto Yahweh, and that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself if he were God. This wicked person vowed also unto the Lord, who now no more would have mercy upon him, saying thus, that the holy city to the which he was going in haste to lay it even with the ground, destroy it, and to make it a common burying place, he would set at liberty, and as touching the Jews, whom he had judged not worthy so much as to be buried, but to be cast out with their children, to be devoured of the fowls and the wild beasts, he would make them all equals to the citizens of Athens. So, he changed his heart when he was falling apart. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they're going to be kingdom, man. They're going to be begging for mercy, but they ain't going to be none.
Con. Yeah. All right. So anybody else got any closing steps?
I got one.
Okay, go ahead. Huh?
Galatians chapter 6, I'll start at verse 7. Don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of power. You will always harvest what you plant. Those who live only to satisfy their own sinful nature will harvest decay and death from that sinful nature. But those who live to please the Spirit will harvest everlasting life from the Spirit.
Right.
You're going to get what you deserve, what you plant. You're going to be in the Spirit or you're going to be in the flesh, You're going to pay. What you're going to get. By the Spirit, though, you're going to pay.
All right, all right. So hope the lesson was edifying. With that, we want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Bahashem,
Hashem,
Kudah,
Rekah,
Kudah.
Kudash.
Double honors goes out to our elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. Also want to acknowledge the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect. Shalom.
And to the